My name is Laziz Nchare. I will start by translating my name, literally, because the Bamon Kingdom was very famous during the colonial period. The German came, the French came over there, the British also, and the Arabs as well. So we kind of like took them in, all of them. So we made sure that we put together German, French, English, and Arabic together with Shupamem. And it created a situation of language contact that is very interesting. So starting with my name. So my name is Abdullah Laziz, which is Arabic for God slaves. And Laziz is delicious, so delicious God slave. And then Nchare is breakfast. So if you put everything together, you mean what I'm trying to say, okay? So I got really interested in linguistics for one reason. When I was going to school, in the primary school, we were not allowed to speak Shupamem, which is my native language. So that's the first thing. So you can't speak your native language, you have to learn French. And that's the only language available to you when you are like under 4 or 5, something like that. So it was very frustrating to me just not to be able to speak my native language, and I didn't understand why. And somebody, for some reason, told me that the first king of my kingdom was Nchare, which is my name. And I asked, okay, what about the writing system? Because we have another king called Njoya Ibrahim, who created a writing system. They call it Akahuku. And they told me that he invented a writing system. I said, well, come on. We had a writing system, and now you don't want me to speak my native language, and I have to speak French. I don't even understand French. So what is happening? They said, well, when you grow up, think about the writing system, and then you can speak Shupamem as long as you want, but you have to start with French, because that's the only way you can have a job, and then you go to the university and do whatever you want to do. So then I got to the university, and then I had to pick a field of study. And I was very frustrated with the French situation because they destroyed the writing system of the Bamon Kingdom. They deported the king of the Bamon Kingdom, and we were not even allowed to speak our native language in the primary school. So I decided to become a linguist when I went to the university, because the first thing was I wanted to rehabilitate the language and also the writing system, so that when we go public with anything about our kingdom, we can write in the Bamon writing system, which is called Akahuku, because it was created before the German came to Cameroon. And we had our school system where we were teaching the writing system as well. So I'm very proud today to tell you that today we have the standardized version of the Akahuku writing system. We can write using that. So what we are doing today is we can take the Bible and have like an interface where you put the Bible, and then it will translate the Bible into the writing system of the Bamon language, and also tell you exactly what is happening. So just to give you a sense of what Shupamem is, because it is a very powerful kingdom that is old. It was created like in the 13th century or something like that. But we got a sense of identity, because after colonization, we still have one kingdom with one language, with one people, and we do not care about the colonial influence on our community. So we have a sense of pride in terms of our identity, so that I was able to teach Shupamem at St. John University and send a bunch of students in the Bamon Kingdom to get their birth certificate. We had a pool of students who got DNA tested, and they were told that they are Bamon. So they went back to the Bamon Kingdom, and we were able to deliver them their birth certificate, and now they can speak the Bamon language fluently. And they are American, they are African Americans. So I was able to teach them Shupamem, so that today we are communicating in Shupamem. So they are very proud about that, because now they have a sense of feeling being fully African, because sometimes it is very frustrating to them to be called African American when they cannot even speak any African language. So I was very proud to teach them the indigenous languages in the United States while I was here. I happen to also be a linguist anthropologist, and I'm very passionate about linguistics and the Bamon language. So I'm just going to tell you a lot of sentences in the Bamon language so that it is not being like just very abstract, okay? So in Shupamem, so if you want to say good morning, you're going to say something like Pesane, and then it will literally translate that, how do you cross the river? So, and it's very funny. So the context is, in that little kingdom, they had a very powerful river. And the worries of people was being eaten by crocodiles. So if you cross the river early in the morning, then your morning is very good. So they had to tell people, how do you cross the river? So that means, how do you, good morning or something like that. So now, if you are entering a house, if you want to tell you welcome, we will say, Bonjour Kuru. So wash your steps. So that's welcome. Because you don't want to stumble in front of the door of somebody and something terrible happen to you. And also in terms of linguistic interference, because now, being in the United States, looking at the first generation of Bamon speakers not being able to speak the language got me really, really frustrated. So I created a language interface where I designed a language experiment where they can teach French, English, and Shupamem at the same time in one platform, where they can go online and just learn about the native language, French and English, at the same time. And the parents are very excited about that. So it's something that we want to be able to produce online so that if you can sit at home with your kids, they can learn your native language, learn English and French at the same time. And that could be a tri-language a tool that we want to give the student the opportunity to learn about their culture and also be integrated in the United States while they're learning the English language. Those are the kind of stuff that I'm very interested in, and I'm happy to talk about it, but we don't have enough time. So I'm just going to stop here. Thank you very much.